there, she thought, because of all the lights. You don't want me to read this to you, do you? Eh? Oh, hello. Did you get my message?
Yeah, look, I don't know.
Oh, come on, it'll do us a world of good.
Well, what about Vicky?
Mum said she'd have it. You all right?
Nah, be a waste of money. Feel about as much like going out as...
All right, just a suggestion.
Here, I tell you what, I'll get us a bottle of wine. We'll have a drink at home. At least we know the company's good.
Fine, all right then. Listen, get one of those 1.5 litre bottles. We might as well do it right. Yeah, go on, I'll give you some money.
No, it's all right, I'll get it.
I'll get you half.
No, I'll give it me later.
All right. Right. Oh, you can help me with the washing now. It's finished. It's finished. Such a good girl. Now, should we put it in that bag? Shall we? Right, hold the bag out then. Such a good girl. Such a good girl. Oi! Oi, stop it! Stop it! It's got me in his purse! It's got me in his purse! It's got me in his purse! Well, he was a quick one. I didn't have a mod at the time! What did he take them for? I don't know, he's some sort of pervert! I was just standing by the dryer, right, and there's little Vicky said, "Oh, Vicky! Oi!" Oh,
You just grabbed them.
That's right.
Kids actually thought they were his.
I don't think so, somehow.
Oh, well, don't worry, Shell, I'll get you another pair.
I don't want you to get me another pair.
I wasn't thinking of buying you any. I thought you might like that pair there.
Thank you.
No, there is nothing wrong with a nice pair of belly warmers. Guaranteed to turn off every male from here to the doctor.
Hey, John, he got my knickers. I'm glad you're finding this so funny. Gives me the creeps, that sort of thing.
Well, I'd be flattered if I were you. No one's ever tried to pinch my knickers before.
Not even Simon.
Hey?
You words.
No, not even Simon. Come on, have you finished yet?
Come on, Vicky. I think Daddy Sharon wants to change the subject.
No, I don't.
Sounds like it to me. Should we put that in your bag? Such a good girl. All right, put it. That's it. Hold my hand now. See, we just thought that you've been seeing quite a lot of it lately, that's all.
He just feels responsible.
Who for?
For me, of course. Well, Dad went down. He told him to keep an eye on me, like a brother.
Oh, like a brother, eh?
I know what you're thinking.
Oh, she knows what we're thinking, Vicky.
I've got a thing about him.
Never said that.
You don't have to. I only look at you and I know.
All she knows, Vicky.
Yes, I do.
But there's nothing wrong in fancying
I
him.
don't fancy him, Michelle. I've been there before and it didn't work out. It's just nice to have a bit of support. That's
Oh, so mine's not good enough, I see,
all. Of
lovely.
course it is.
Well, what do you need Simon's for? Because you fancy him.
Michelle, will you get it into your thick head that I don't fancy Simon? I like him, that's all.
Well, didn't you see him earlier?
No,
I thought you went over to the Vic.
I did, but I weren't seeing Simon.
Well, who are you seeing then?
Pat.
What for?
Well, I want to tell her what the police said. See if she knew anything about it.
Did she?
If she did, she wasn't letting on.
Oh, I see. Come on, darling. Oops. Go straight to bed, darling. Right, I'll get her to bed and then we'll get stuck into that wine.
Hey, let me do it.
That's all right, I don't mind.
No, I'd like to.
You sure? All right, then I'll make her something to eat.
Oh, no, I don't want anything.
Oh, come on, it make you feel better.
I'm all right.
A sandwich?
All right, I'll have a sandwich.
Great, what do you want on it?
Come here, Tiger. Anything.
All right. Here, do you remember when we had those two boys back for tea?
What boys?
Those two boys from my school, you said you fancied a bit of rough.
I did.
Yes, you did, so we had them back for tea and I made them jam sandwiches and you went spare.
Not.
Yes, you did. You said no one gets randy on jam sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, I thought you might. Here, she's not playing you up, is she?
No, we're nearly there.
Yep, we had them back here and you insisted on the one with ginger hair and spots because he didn't have any sandwiches. It was the only time I ever ended up with a good-looking bloke.
Here. What about sweet and sour?
Who?
You know, sweet and sour Stephen. We met him in his mate in the Chinese one night.
What about him?
Oh.
I agree, but it was no good to me.
Why?
Because he was gay.
He was
Yes,
not.
he was. He was your sweet Steve when we met him. You changed it to sweet and sour because we met him in a Chinese.
Well, I don't remember.
That's because you were half cut, dear.
Now kiss your mummy good night.
Give me a
Vicky.
big kiss.
Go on, Tiger.
Straight to bed and I'll read that story for you in the morning.
Here, he was good looking, though.
So what?
Well, what did you do then when I went round the back with his mate?
We talked.
Yeah, what about?
About makeup. I wanted to know where I got my blusher from.
Oh, that must have been interesting.
It was very interesting.
We talked about leather trousers, right, and whether mine would fit him or not. And should he have his hair permed, or would that make him look too camp?
You what?
He was just as bad as sweet and sour. I said to him, how can it make you look more camp? You're like a Boy Scout jamboree as it is.
You never told me this.
Well, that's because I thought sweet and sour made the earth move for you. I was hardly going to let on that I was going out with a bloke that made the Joan Collins fan club look butch.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, Michelle, it's warm.
Oh, you are getting particular in your old age,
I just
dear.
can't stand warm wine.
We'll put some ice in it.
Yeah, I bet we haven't got any.
Here, listen, put that in the fridge, because then the next glass will be cold.
Rightio.
So, Pat, she wasn't letting on then?
Hey?
Pat, she didn't say anything when you went to go and see her?
Oh, nothing really. You know, it's really weird being back upstairs in the Vic.
Huh? In what way?
Yeah, it just was. Pat and Frank, they sounded like my mum and Dad. Could have been them. You know, if Dad had been alive...
Look, I think we've got to accept the fact that he's dead, Sharon.
No, but if he was alive, well, I'd have thought nothing of it. But now, everything seems to remind me of him. Cars, clothes, music on the radio, everything.
Look, come on. Drink up. We've got another litre to get through, yeah?
You know, I wish sometimes things didn't have to change.
What? You and me as we still were? Said a couple of schoolgirls fighting over the same kid in the square.
I can only remember us fighting over one boy.
Who?
Kelvin! You threw a drink over me in the cab.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
I don't remember that.
Well, you did.
God.
Oh, I think I'm going to give up Michelle for good.
That'll be the day.
Nothing but trouble, the lot of them.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, come on then, smarty panties. You name me one that is not.
Tom Cruise.
Ah, but it'd be like the rest of them if you ever met him, all mouth and trousers. Dear me, we've had some right ones between us, haven't we, eh?
I thought you were going to be Mrs. Vicar at one point.
Just a phase.
Had a few of them, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Do you remember Sunday afternoons, eh? You come and listen to the top 20 down in the bar. Mum and Dad always had us sleeping between closing up and 7.
Oh, yeah, the Coke and Chris used to be out. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven.
You used to panic in case we missed number 1.
No, we never heard it all, did we?
Oh, we always knew what it was, though, but then my Dad would come in and we'd have to clear her out.
Oh, no. Did you know I wrote to Radio 1?
Did you? What
Yeah.
about?
No, I said they ought to have the top 10 on earlier. There. Because didn't they realise that people who had pubs had to open up at 7 o'clock and so they always miss the end of the number 1?
Yeah? Did they write that?
Yeah, still got it somewhere.
Well, come on, dig it out. Let's have a shifty.
Oh, there it is, a good bit anywhere. For what?
I wish you told me before.
Why?
I just think it's good, that sort of thing.
What?
Well, you know, writing to people, telling them what you think. I always say, yeah, I'll do that, but I never do. So why didn't you tell me before, then?
Because I couldn't. Because in the letter I made out I was you.
Me?
No, I didn't use your name or anything, I promise. It was my mum and Dad who had the pub. It was me who had the mate round. I didn't know what you'd think.
Well, I think that I'd have been rather flattered that anyone wanted to be like me. Just had to be like this if you think about it.
Like what?
Me and you living together.
And Vicky.
And Vicky, the 3 of us. But this'll all end soon.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, you'll find yourself another fella, get married and settle down.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you will.
Why?
Vicky.
Vicky's fine.
She'll grow up thinking I'm her dad.
Well, she could do worse, say.
Oh, you and me growing old together, eh? 2 spinsters of this parish. We could change our names to Maud and Mabel.
Why Maud and Mabel?
Well, it sounds more spinsterish, doesn't it? Yeah, we could even write a book.
A book? What about?
Vicky lives with Maud and Mabel. Be banned in the libraries would make a fortune.
Don't see it somehow.
Well, what Vicky will think?
About what?
Her father. I mean, she's bound to ask you one day.
I know.
And what will you tell her? Come on, you must have thought.
I have.
And?
Well, it depends, really.
On what?
Circumstances.
Yeah, what sort of circumstances?
Who else knows?
Well, does it matter?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd like to be able to tell her who her real dad is.
Don't know who my real dad is. I reckon I've lost more sleep wondering who Vicky's father is.
Is it important, then?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I think I'm a right nosy old cow, and other times I think it's a secret. And, well, we don't have secrets between you and me. We never have.
So it's down to me, then, to sort it out.
I suppose if you and Lofty had made a go of it, it might have been different.
Nah.
I wonder if he knows about me, Dad.
I doubt it.
Well, somebody ought to tell him.
No, I still can't believe it.
I wonder what he was thinking.
Who?
My dad. When that bloke pulled out the gun. He was never really violent, you know. Well, he could handle himself when there was a ruck in the pub or what have you. He'd sort that out, but he'd never start it.
I know.
Nobody deserves to go like that, Shell. No one. Oh, it makes me...
What?
Was so angry. I'd like to get my hands on that bloke and see how he'd like it. Then there's this girl somebody saw. You know the one the old Bill told us about? Who was she?
Could have been anyone.
No, he went there to meet her. Otherwise, what would he have been doing there? You don't go for a stroll on the canal bank when you're on the run. That's his latest, I bet. I reckon she knows who did it, but she's too scared to say anything.
I think you just better try and forget about it.
But that's the trouble, Michelle. I can't. I forget for a bit, like when someone steals your knickers, but then it creeps back, and I keep seeing his face, and I keep thinking there must have been something I could have done.
There wasn't anything.
I wish my mum was here. If she hadn't have gone to stupid Spain and... God, I hate it. I hate my family. I hate all of this. Why couldn't they have been like everyone else, eh? Trouble is, I want them both back again. I want it to be like it was, you know, them arguing over something stupid, something that doesn't even matter. And oh, this is stupid.
Come on, it's all right. We'll be all right. You've got a new family now. You, me and Vicky. We've made out in the past. We'll do it again, eh?
Yeah.
So come here. Smile.
I'm trying.
I bet you wish we'd gone out now, didn't you?
No. I'm glad we stayed in. Believe it or not, I feel better.
Good.
Well, I don't feel so...
So what?
Alone, I suppose.
That's because you're not alone. I'll get us another drink, eh? She'll be a bit colder by now.
From now on, Shell, I'll just pretend that you and Vicky are my real family.
You don't have to pretend anymore.
Hey?
Sharon, that girl on the canal bank, it was me.
What?
It was me.
Well, what were you doing there?
Seeing Den.
Why?
Don't you know? Den's Vicky's father.
Is this some sort of joke,
No, it's
Michelle?
not a
Because
joke,
if it is, I don't think
It's
it's
not a
very
joke.
funny. You're mad.
Let me explain.
Explain? What is there to explain? You're either telling the truth or you want to push me over the edge. Which is it?
Truth.
And you want to explain it. You're mad. Do you think I want to witness or do I?
Come back inside.
Why?
Because we've got to talk.
You what?
Please.
No.
Sharon. Give me a chance. Oh.
Well?
Do you want another drink?
No.
I do.
I said I didn't want one. I said I didn't want one!
Better clear that up. Vicky will cut herself.
What is the matter with you, Michelle? You tell me my father's the father of your child. You beg me to come back so you can explain, and then you prat around with wine and bits of broken glass. What are you playing at?
Sorry, Sharon.
Hi.
I thought you had a right to know.
Just like that?
I couldn't have told you before.
No?
No, not with Den around. It wouldn't have been right.
For who? Who wouldn't it have been right for?
Both of you.
Oh, not you then.
It didn't matter to me.
Don't give me that.
It's the truth, Sharon. I was thinking of you and Den.
Crap! You've been having an affair with my dad for God knows how long.
We didn't have an affair.
No?
No.
Oh, so Vicky was the second coming. Was she a virgin birth?
Sharon, there wasn't an affair. Sometimes I wish there had have been. Maybe then I've been able to get my head round the whole thing, but there wasn't. It was just the once.
Once?
Yes.
Oh, and 9 months later along came Vicky.
Yes.
Well, how'd you know she weren't someone else's?
Because there wasn't anyone else.
What?
Den was the first and the last until I married Lofty.
I don't believe you.
It's the truth, Sharon, which is half the reason it happened. I think I was looking for something that was totally mine.
Vicky?
No, not at first. I just wanted a moment that was mine. Nothing to do with Mum or Dad or Gran, just mine. And the fact that it happened with him made it all the more right. I think I'd always looked up to him. I don't know, he always had money, he always looked the business. People round here wanted to be with him, talk to him, buy him a drink. People round here looked up to him. And so did I. I don't know if I ever loved him, If I was just infatuated with him. The problem was I found myself at the wrong moment with the right man. Or maybe it was the right moment, I don't know, because I got Vicky.
You wanted to get pregnant,
No, I
Shell.
didn't want it. No, just listen to me. You think you had it rough, eh? I mean, your mum and dad always row and your mum in the bottle. Well, at least you could afford to. I had nothing. No money, no privacy, no clothes, nothing. 5 of us in a 2-bedroom house. I shared with mum and dad and then I shared with Mark. I didn't have a minute to myself. So I wanted something that was totally mine. And for a minute, I had it. Something they couldn't possibly share with me or ever take away. It was my moment. I felt different. I knew I even looked it.
So where did he take you?
Take me?
Yeah, you know. For your dirty little weekend.
Does it matter?
It does to me. I want to know. I want to know how many times you lied to me. I want to know how many times you made a fool out of me.
Make a fool out of
do me a favour, of course you did. You and him sniggering behind me back. She doesn't know what we know. Well, I know now, don't I? And now, I want to know it all. Every sordid little detail. So where did he take you?
He didn't. It was in the Vic.
In the Vic? In their bed?
No, downstairs in the bar.
And that was it?
That was it.
Slag.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father seduced you in the Queen Vic bar. I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Seduced?
Oh, you seduced
No,
him?
it just happened.
Your moment.
Yeah.
Well, you got more than you bargained for, didn't you? Because you got Vicky too, or was that all part of your little plan?
It wasn't, but when I found out I was pregnant, it didn't matter. Having a baby meant that I could have something forever.
Yeah. And a hold over my dad.
It was never like that.
You never wanted to marry him then?
No, of course not.
Oh, I'd have done if I were you. After all, you said that he had everything, didn't he? Everything you ever looked
Oh,
up to.
I thought about it, OK? Right up until the moment he'd been killed, I thought about it.
Only thought?
Yes, but that was for Vicky's sake. That day on the canal bank, I thought if I said I'd go away with him, then...
He wanted you to go
That's
away
what
with
he
him.
said. He said he wanted to set up somewhere else, and I thought if I agreed, then he'd give himself up, he'd get himself out of the mess he was in.
Don't make me laugh, Michelle. The only reason you'd have gone anywhere with him is for yourself. You are a selfish little care. Everything you've ever done's been selfish. You married Lofty because you fancied having someone around to pay the bills. You got rid of his kid without even telling him. You led him a dance, like you've led me a dance, like you've led everyone around here a dance. Come to think of it, perhaps Mum wouldn't be in Spain now if it weren't for you.
I had nothing to do with your mum leaving.
And I'm meant to believe that, am I?
I swear, you know what Den was like.
Do I?
Yeah, I couldn't have made him do anything.
I bet.
Nobody could.
No?
No, which is why he's dead now.
Change me mind.
Put some ice in it, it'll be warm.
Did you love him? Did you?
No, I don't think I did. When I saw how much pain you were going through when you heard he'd been killed, I knew what I felt for him wasn't love. If I'd have really loved him, then I'd have freaked out, wouldn't I? But I didn't. I managed to keep stum, get by like I've always done. That's not love. There were times, though, when I thought I did. And I thought I couldn't live without him. It was like that the night Vicky was born. I was so scared, Sharon. I mean, I had this living thing that was mine that I had to take care of for the rest of my life, and I didn't know whether I could or not. I mean, when you've got this little bundle that wants you and needs nothing but you to survive, it's great. But when it's there, in a cot at the end of your bed, and everybody else's husband turns up, You feel so alone. And then Den came.
To the hospital?
Yeah. He picked her up. And I felt safe. I felt he knows what he's doing. It'll be all right now. And I looked at him. And I thought, he's all I ever want. I love him. Right moment, right time again, I suppose, but I don't think I did. He just had the habit of turning up when you're feeling most vulnerable. It was like that down the canal bank. I mean, he was different. He was vulnerable, needing me. And I'd have done anything for him then, but I never wanted anything from him, Sharon. You've got to believe that. I'd got all I ever wanted, and yes, you're right, that's selfish. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone. That's why I never told anyone. Except my mum. But I didn't tell her, she guessed.
What happened?
She had a go at him.
I bet she did. And I bet she was thrilled when she heard he was dead.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, it doesn't really matter anymore, because it's all over now, it's finished.
No, it's not. It's just started now that it's out in the open between me and you. I mean, Vicky's your family now as much as mine.
Oh, I don't think so.
She's your sister.
I'm adopted.
It makes no difference.
It does to me.
Look, we're a unit, us three. We can get through anything now. I mean, Vicky just makes us closer.
You think so?
Don't you?
I don't know what to think.
Sharon, I wouldn't have told you unless I thought it might help you, give you some support. That's all I was trying to do. I mean, I could have kept it a secret forever, couldn't I? I didn't have to tell you. I chose to. Because I care about you. I love you, Sharon.
It's not that easy.
It is.
It isn't, Michelle. Everything's changed. I don't know where to go from here.
Straight on. Why not?
Could you forgive Arthur if he'd done something to me?
It's not the same,
But it is to me. You know what is going through my head, eh? All the times he must have lied to me. You know, we talked about you and Vicky, right? He told me to be careful not to get caught like you had. That's bloody funny now, isn't it? You know, there were times when he promised to take me out and suddenly he couldn't make it. Business, he'd say. Business, my foot. It was always other women, always some tart. That used to cut deep, Michelle. And that's when I'd start to think that if I'd been his real daughter, his natural daughter, would he have treated me that way? And now, Michelle, there's Vicky. She's his real daughter. I mean, how would he have treated her?
No better.
But we'll never know. That's for me to think about when I'm lying awake at night. Then there's you. How would he have treated you, eh?
Didn't want me.
So why did he tell you he did then?
I could see at that moment. There was no one else he could turn to.
There was Pat. What about Pat?
Pat wouldn't have got involved. Frank wouldn't have let her. I mean, visiting someone in prison's one thing and keeping a bit of cash for him, but getting involved with someone who's on the run, that's another. That's why he didn't drag you into it, or he didn't want to involve you in it all. And besides you, there was only me he could turn to. So he said what he thought I wanted to hear. And maybe for a while he believed what he was saying, and maybe I believed what he was saying, but Den didn't want me. I'm not even sure he wanted Vicky. Den always wanted what he couldn't have.
A moment ago he had everything.
To the outsiders, yes, he had a beautiful wife, a lovely daughter, a business, even a mistress. What more could a bloke want?
His own child.
And that would have satisfied him. Is that what
Yes!
you think? Then why is he dead now,
That
Sharon?
has nothing to do with Vicky.
Exactly. It's to do with him never being satisfied. If all he'd wanted out of life, Sharon, is his own natural daughter, why didn't he stop there, eh? I mean, it wouldn't have mattered what he'd have wanted. A car, a roller, a mansion. Then still would have wanted more. And do you know what upsets me? Do you know what upsets me about all this? It's because Den wasn't up to it. He wasn't up to being Mr. Big, because to be that, you've got to be a complete bastard. And as much as Den liked to think he was, he wasn't.
What's all this got to do with me?
I'm trying to tell you, you meant more to him than Vicky. You were his. He brought you up.
How do you feel about him?
Let down.
Well, that's nothing new, is it? I felt like that about him 1,000 times. I sort of grew to expect the unusual from him and Mum. Just when you think there is nothing else they can do to shock you, up comes something new. Mum's was sunny. Can you imagine running off to Benidorm with a dickhead like that? But I've sort of grown to expect it. But then there's you. How am I supposed to feel about you? I'll tell you how I feel. I feel you cheated me. I feel so low that I'm touching that floor. When you first told me about Vicky, I didn't believe you. And then, when I realised you weren't joking, it was like being punched in the gut. Everything went. And now, you said what you had to say. And I just feel cheated and angry. And no excuse is good enough.
It's not an excuse.
Don't lie to me! I've had it up to here with your lies. All those times, I thought you was upset for me, and you weren't. You was upset for yourself. Upset that you'd lost the father of your child. All that time, I thought you were doing things to help me, and you weren't. You were cheating me. When you went to the court for me, when you went to the prison, when you rang Jan to see if she knew anything, all of that was to do with you, and nothing to do with me. I don't know what's going to happen to you, Michelle, but I'm pretty sure it ain't going to be nice. You can't go on using people like you do and not get paid back for it one day. You used my dad, and you used me. And I'll tell you something. God will pay you back for this one day. God will pay you back.
Where are you going?
Out.
Don't do this.
I can't stay.
Not for me. Stay for Vicky's.
I'm going for Vicky. I'm going so my family has nothing to do with her ever again.
Sharon, I'm begging you.
I can't stay.
I'm sorry.
Do you think I want to go away? Do you think that? You're all I've got left. Until an hour ago, you and Vicky were all I had in the world. Now I don't even have you anymore. I can't stay